Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to episode 82 of the Casual Weebs podcast. What a bizarre week we had. I mean, what's going on with anime? We have a bunch of stuff that's missing. I mean, last week we had American Holiday. Makes sense why we're going to be missing some dubs. This week we are still missing some dubs. Gachiakuta has 2 episodes now that are not dubbed. Tougen Anki doesn't even have an episode at all. I was like, yo, what is going on? Are some people happy? I know a lot of people were against it. Did it get canceled? Is it a sickness that's going around and people just couldn't get in to do the dubs and stuff? I have no idea. One thing I will say, silver lining, I am kind of glad that the Gachiakuta dubs have been kind of postponed because if it's going to be out in dub, I'm going to watch it in dub. Because the dub's behind the Gachiakuta, I've been watching it subbed, and I gotta be honest, the Japanese voice acting in this latest episode fucking carried. Rio's
So good.
voice actress is absolutely insane. Like, goated. So, that is kind of silver lining. If you missed it, you should check it out. It was really, really good. But let's get into Gachiakuta. This episode was phenomenal. The amount of like videos, clips, montages all over my YouTube, TikTok has been insane. Gachiakuta's taking over. It's incredible. I'm hyped. What do you think of it?
Yeah, we're finally at that point where it's like really, really popping off. And we've talked about that for a couple weeks, but I loved it. This was like a huge episode, kind of like isolates everybody and sets them up for like a one-on-one battle. And like we've gotten at least one instance of every character in the main cast like fighting something or someone.
Mm-hmm.
But this will be the first time like I feel like you really get everybody, all the cleaners going at it. We got some new characters and stuff, but it was super cool to see like the Raiders kind of like fully introduced and like fully going at the cleaners. And like you said, I'm seeing Gachiakuta everywhere. It's like super like gratifying to be a fan of it and see it getting like the notoriety it deserves. Because honestly, for 15 episodes, it's been on like a heater. Each episode has been very, very good.
Dude, it is so fucking good. It's amazing. And you're saying that all the cleaners were fighting. But like, oh, Gita, what happened? The
Oh
Raiders
yeah,
just,
true.
the Raiders just don't think she's worthy of an opponent. She just like kind of spawns in and she's like chilling with Orochi. She doesn't give a fuck. Like she's just vibing. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
does she not get an opponent? So that was kind of fucked, I guess. But you know what? That spared a Raider because Gita is the GOAT. Everyone's gonna learn very quickly. You do not mess with her. She's absolutely incredible. But Jabber Razanka Part 2 already? Are you like kidding me? We already had one goated fight, and now we're getting the revenge fight? Like, I mean, I cannot wait. It's gonna be such a good fight. Jabber is the GOAT, and seeing in this episode too, where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go all out. Like, finally someone made me like step it up, and Zanka's like, wait, this guy wasn't going all out?
Oh
Like,
shit.
he fucking walked me in the first fight without even trying. Like, oh, I'm fucked. Dude, I'm so hyped for next episode. Next episode, I think, is really going to be. I don't know. I think next episode, some things are going to happen that's going to make people be like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I'm thinking, like, the next episode after that is going to be the same thing. And then the same thing after that. Like, this arc is just honestly really fucking good. We are in for such a treat. And I'm so excited for each and every week. It is incredible. How far is the season going to go, though? Because we kind of are flying here, like through these moments, through these arcs. So I'm kind of wondering, where's the stopping point? Do you think at the end of season 2? Don't say anything because we don't want to do spoilers. But I'm very excited because there's so many amazing things coming up, and if we can get as much as possible in these next however many episodes, I'm stoked because I don't know when season 2 is going to be coming out.
Very good question. I would say this arc is like a little bit longer compared to like maybe the Amo arc, or it's definitely longer than any of the other arcs, I guess, as far as the anime. So I could definitely see this taking us to the end of the season with like all the fights and stuff. And you got to think of it like it's all one-on-ones basically.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a lot of that you can flesh out. Um, and then like what actually happens in the arc outside of just combat and stuff. I basically would say this arc is going to take us to the end of the season. I mean, it's just kind of like the easy guess, but it's definitely like a notch above like anything we've seen as far as storytelling, combat. Like you've got a big mix of characters in finally, rather than just like maybe one central, antagonist or like nothing too crazy versus like, like the Amo arc. But yeah, dude, it's super good week to week. I think this is really where it like takes off because these fights are sick, but also like the bigger picture to like put it, generally I think is really, really sick. And there's like a lot of foreshadowing, which if you're a manga reader, obviously, and it's super cool because like I feel like in season 2 we'll look back at some of this stuff and be like, damn, like the writing is super, super good.
Well, they also really try to make some of it obvious as episode 2 because we kind of talked about the past several episodes. The Raiders boss has a little cloak. He's got something with the Watchmen series logo on it, And that's something that they really kind of highlighted in this episode, where they literally zoomed in and showed him, like, hey, if anybody's missed it the past couple eps, this motherfucker's got a piece of the Watchmen series. This whole little
Yeah.
thing is about the Watchmen series. Let's all get on the same page. So I'm really excited for him to kind of get in and explain that, and of course keep getting into the lore of the Watchmen series. But it is going to be awesome because, again, Jabber vs. Anka is getting animated to part 2, and let me just say, this revenge fight, this rematch per se, is so much better than the first time around. So much better. And also to see Rio be challenged is going to be amazing too, because we saw her fight once and she kind of wiped the fucking floor with that trash beast. So seeing her actually have an opponent where it's like she thought she had the advantage, scissors versus hair, turned out to be scissors versus electrified hair. It's going to be a lot tougher. And of course, when she has her back against the wall, she just is a fucking beast. She's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So I mean, these next couple episodes are gonna be incredible.
Definitely, they're gonna be super good. One like trope, well, not trope, but like one aspect of Gachiakuta, like the rivalry between Zanka and Jabber, is like very long standing, and it's really cool to have like two characters that aren't like, your MC like Naruto and Sasuke. Like you have other rivalries in the cast. That's super good. And yeah, the fight with Rio is probably my favorite in this arc because it's like, yeah, the first time we see her get like pushed and like have a real challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary character. If you know, you know, but stellar fight. And yeah, it's just like one aspect of a really, really like deep arc. But yeah, it's tough to beat Zanka and Jabber because like you said, it's kind of the revenge fight. It's the second time we're seeing them. It's such a good fight, and yeah, these next like 2, 3, 4 episodes I think are gonna absolutely blow up.
So something that was brought up in this episode: do you think that Rudo would have been a better fit with the Raiders instead of the Cleaners? Like if he, fell down from the sphere and the Raiders found him, do you think it would have been a better fit for him? Because he makes a good point. They both have like the same idea in mind, the same goal. Let's knock down this fucking sphere. Let's fucking destroy this. Rudo even said, as he's falling off, I will kill you all. The Cleaners, I mean, he's right. They really don't give a fuck about the sphere. It really doesn't concern them. Their goal, their mission is to kind of clean up the ground. Is to fight the trash beasts, is to keep everyone safe. They're like, what's up for them? Like, what's the point of the sphere for them? Like, there's nothing there. And he said he's like, dude, it's like not on their list of things to do unless it's gonna align with them. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna help you. So like, do you think that Rudo would have been a better raider, or do you think that since he has like a good heart, he is the better fit with the Cleaners?
Very, very good question. And I think if you have the context of the whole manga, it is kind of tough because that is a really like valid point from both sides. Like the Cleaners are not looking to get to the sphere. It's kind of like in the very beginning of their meeting, Engine and Rudo. It's kind of like, yeah, we'll help you look for whatever you're looking for. It's not like their main focus as a group. But we also know zero context with Engine and his backstory and the boss. We know zero about the Cleaners boss, who obviously has like a pretty big like influence in the whole world, not just like with the Cleaners.
Yeah.
Like all of that taken into consideration, I think if they met him in the beginning, especially the Raiders leader, maybe not somebody like Jabber, but like if the leader met Ruda when he first fell down there, you got to think like how pissed he was, like the betrayal he was feeling. I got to think, yeah, he would have fit in pretty good with them. But like the old trope of like he's just really looking for friendship, and like the Cleaners kind of invest in him. Like him and Rio are like friends right away. Him and Zanka have like a good like older brother, younger brother dynamic kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it works out for the story, but he probably would have sided pretty well with the Raiders if they got to him first.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, here's just my kind of like part of it is that the Raiders don't actually seem, at least not yet, like bad guys. Their only objective is to take down the sphere, and they've been actively doing things to do so. Like, they've been taking huge steps and measures to actually accomplish that goal. It doesn't seem like they're actually hurting anybody else. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like typical villains. It's just that they're doing things that are in the way of the Cleaners, so the Cleaners have to interact with them. And when Naruto, comes down, he's like, I'm gonna kill them all. I'm gonna get my revenge. From an objective standpoint, going with the Raiders is like the best thing he could possibly do, because when Engine finds him, he's like, hey, I'll help you find information about the sphere. We haven't really gotten shit about it, other than it's very difficult, borderline impossible, to cross the barrier, right? That border. That's all we've learned. So from an objective point of view, yeah, Rudo should have went with the Raiders. It would have been a lot better of a fit. He would have actually accomplished his goal. But for the sake of Rudo and his betterment and what's good for him, the Cleaners. Because the Cleaners aren't going to help him really necessarily complete his goal, but they will give him a family. They will give him good things. They will give him what he lost on the sphere. That is like the better fit. And if they keep interacting with the Raiders, chances are, the goals will eventually align with the cleaners to deal with the sphere. So he could get the best of both worlds, but yeah, from an objective standpoint, definitely the Raiders was the better choice. I mean, they're literally doing and making progress on what he wanted.
Nah, you make such a good point with that too. Like he could get the best of both worlds and like a real feel good ending kind of thing. But like the way I feel like they've treated the characters through a very substantial, like I think it's like 150 some chapters. Like, we're not killing people off left and right. Like there's still like consequences and stuff. I feel like the Raiders are still like more important end game than just like being like a building block for the cleaners to get stronger per se.
Yeah.
Like I do think, especially yeah, we know that the leader has like a Watchmen series piece, so like that's a major implication in the story. I definitely think like yeah, post season 2 and whatever comes next, like the Raiders are around probably for like the majority of the story. I don't see them falling off, and like they're obviously in other arcs, but yeah, they'll definitely, I think, like align at some point.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be so good. This series is honestly one
So
of
good.
the best. It's phenomenal. So I cannot wait to see next week's episode because I feel like the Zanka and Rio fight are coming to a close next episode. There's not too much left, but let me just say it's gonna be a shocking finish. It's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm really excited about that. You'll see all over your timelines and feeds and stuff. So make sure you do watch the second it drops because it will get spoiled 1,000%
Oh yeah.
if it hasn't already. But I cannot wait to see where season 2 does end off. There's so much coming up that I'm just so unbelievably excited for. Will we find out what happened to Amo or where she is? Who knows? But it is an amazing series. I cannot wait for more. I cannot wait for more even in the manga. We need more chapters. It is incredible. But another anime that I'm actually like really, really enjoying and loving is Wandance. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching it each and every week, right? I say that, but it's only been 2 weeks. And there's so many things that like I can see people hating it for. You know what I mean? Like typical things, like whenever they do
Okay.
the dancing, the 3D like CGI choreography, it looks rough. It's all Hulu exclusive. Like it has a lot of things going against it. I don't know what it
Valid.
is. I fucking love it. I love how our MC is just different. You know what I mean? Like he's relatable in a way. Like he's got this, this stutter, right? But it doesn't stop him. You know what I mean? It makes him relatable, but you still like him because it doesn't feel like, oh my god, he's just this hopeless loser. You know what I mean? Like he's actually like talking to people. You know what I mean? It's not like someone who can like talk normally or like have nothing wrong, but then they're just too scared to talk to people. Like bro's just going for it. He is throwing himself out there, getting into dancing, which honestly has been like really cool. I like the whole music aspect of it, and also the dancing aspect. I like how like the love interest he already started talking to her and like they're like pretty cool friends, you know what I mean? And there's so much that this can like get into. We already have basketball being, brought back in or kept into it. The reason he was able to like kind of like get to the into the rhythm easier is because he understand the beats because of basketball, the ups and the downs, and then also it seems like it's really cool with his one buddy, the dude who took the video. Seems like he's kind of an asshole. He was like, "Hey man,
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know what it is, because it seems like he's like, hey man, like I saw you like quit basketball, like you should come back like on your breaks or something." And it seems like there's something between him and Wanda because she comes up, she says hi to both of them, being played, and he's just like, "Yo," like he's like doesn't really. He's weird about it because apparently she acted very cold towards him. Maybe he's jealous of our MC, but I feel like that's gonna make for some very interesting plot points and interactions moving forward. Like, what do you think of it? Because I think it's like wholesome as fuck. I think it is so good. I'm absolutely loving it. By the way, my boy's gonna fucking kill it at that audition next episode. He's gonna fucking body that
Yeah.
shit.
Like I will say the story itself is like really enjoyable, very wholesome, like you said. I think like the MC, he's like unique in a sense that like yeah, he's got some like quirks and like things that make him, like socially awkward or like
Yeah.
uncomfortable to say the least. But if you're joining a dance club that's like majority women, like you're gonna feel awkward in the first place. So like yeah, he's obviously relatable. He's a cool dude. The scene where he takes his shirt off and he's like, I'm a dancer, and he's just like absolutely
Bro,
chiseled.
what the fuck
Like
was that?
right. Like I don't know, it's like it's funny, but it's like really cool in a way. Like it's well written. I could see why people like kind of shit on the CGI or like the 3D aspect of it. Like some scenes are like rough, but I've watched like a ton of like music related animes, and you always get that. Like D4DJ kind of had like the same CGI like element to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like if the story's good, it doesn't really detract from it. So like yeah, you could say the animation's mid, but like it's still enjoyable. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to say it takes away from it, but yeah, really good character so far. I like the MC and kind of like even like the main dance teacher, she like recognizes, she's like, oh, like I definitely think Wanda's like helping him like get comfortable and learn this stuff. It's like, yo, if you've ever tried to like sing and dance in front of strangers, that shit is mad uncomfortable. It's not easy. Like, so it's kind of like wholesome in that sense too. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, even though it's been only 2 episodes. Like, definitely interested to see where it goes and like how kind of like the main cast like grows in a way.
Yeah, I do same. It's something that like I'm really just like finding myself looking forward to each week. But I don't know, like there's episodes that go by so fucking quick, and I love how everybody can read to this guy. I like how she's like watching him like do
Yeah.
that like first like dance like rhythm exercise, and she's just like he's like oh cool. She's giving everyone like one on one. Oh, she's gonna go to Wanda. Oh, she skipped Wanda, and she's just sitting there looking at him, and like he's just like looking like real awkward, and she's like, hey man, like just focus on it. You don't have to like care about what it looks like yet. And that's exactly what he was thinking. And then Wanda's the same thing. Like she like, can like understand exactly what he's thinking. You know what I mean? About what's making him like uncomfortable or feel awkward or something he's worried about. I'm like, bro, you like apparently have all your emotions on your face, but everyone reads you like a fucking book. Like it's insane.
And like at the end of the second episode, he says that too. It's like, oh, it must be like easy to read me. Like, oh yeah, bro, like a book. But like that's a cool element too that like makes the makes the other characters like more important, makes them kind of like special to his like development. So
Mm.
another like, good kind of like niche aspect to Wandance.
The thing I'm really excited about this anime for is that it was hinted at, I think, in the opening or in the very beginning of episode one. It seems like, and we can tell from this episode, it is going to get a lot into competing in the competitions, which hopefully they're saving the animation for that because I do think, even though it looks bad, it is cool when we see the dancing. So I hope at least in competition you guys up the quality. You know what I mean? That's what you're kind of saving the resources for. Because I feel like if you have like that dancing, like that level with like good animation, like that's gonna look fucking awesome. But we can kind of tell like our boys getting into it. I think he's gonna kill the freestyle audition because like everyone's kind of nervous about it because they don't know how to like move to the beat well. But we've heard from the teacher and we can see he does. He's kind of like a natural at it. He kind of like picks up on it quick. So doing the freestyle audition is gonna be good. You know, he's gonna be able to get in, and then we're gonna see this guy compete. And I cannot wait for that. I think that is gonna be so fucking interesting. I think it's gonna be so cool. We're probably gonna end up, around competition time, meet the other male that's a part of it. And I'm like, dude, that's like gonna be something that's like really intriguing, very cool, add a lot of drama. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think let's compare this to Blue Box, right? I feel like this is a really easy anime to compare to Blue Box. I think it's really cool that this time around we have the couple per se working together. You know what I mean? Like they can go compete together, practice together, improve together. And I think that that's going to add a lot of interesting dynamics to this anime.
Yeah, and it gives them depth outside of just like a romantic aspect. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, and that's not to like say that's a bad thing or whatever, because Fragrant Flowers, very, very good.
Very good.
But like outside of like just the romance and like their relationship, like yeah, they have like a common goal they're working towards, or like in Blue Box's case, they were both like chasing whatever greatness in like their sport. So it's like a common goal. And yeah, like it makes for a good dynamic, and like I'm definitely with you. I hope, and like unless you've seen D4DJ, like the animation was not like Demon Slayer level, but it was like still good,
Yeah.
good enough. You know what I mean? I'm not like either like hypercritical usually either. If it was that good or like that consistent, I think Wandance would be outstanding. Because you make a really good point, like competition and like the learning of parts and like dancing is like at the core of this anime. It's not necessarily just a romance or like
Mm-hmm.
primarily. So yeah, hopefully they kind of like ease into it, because the beginning of any season is never like always the best, but by the end of it, you can get really good. So hopefully, yeah, they do kind of like invest into the animation, but we will see.
Well, that's like the cool thing. I'd argue that we don't have any romance at all so far. You know what I mean? And that's like the cool thing where
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
getting like
they're like friends. They're not like
yeah.
really like flirting heavy or whatever. Romance probably
Well,
isn't the right word.
our boy kind of like fucked up a little bit. Like, what was that with the
Yeah,
hey?
so goofy.
Yeah, like you want to go out, and then he's like to dance sometimes, and even she was like, "The fuck was that?" She was like,
All right,
she's like, "It
good
had to be the
save.
first half." Like what?
Yeah,
But like, it's gonna
I love
be
that like socially awkward aspect of him though.
yeah.
Like, Because yeah, like you said, he's trying. He's like going out and meeting people, and then it was like, whoa, whoa, hold up, move it a little quick there. It's episode 2, bro.
Bro, okay, wait, what was that though? Because like that was so fucking. I like how everyone's like so sweet to him, bro. Like first of all, dancing's like a very like self-conscious thing. Like if you're like, hey,
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
go dance in my room alone, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna feel awkward. I'm gonna feel weird. He's doing this in front of like a room of girls. That's fucking insane. Bro is the bravest soldier among all of us. Like
100%.
I would die. So it's like so sweet and so kind of interesting how like everyone kind of brings that up though when like he talks to them where he's like, hey, like are you like nervous? Is that why you talk like that? And he's like, no, it's just kind of like how I am. And he said he's like DJ like I forget the DJ's name, but I love how Wanda chimes in. She's like, oh, I fucking love that guy. And everyone's like, Wanda, like what was that reaction? Like what the fuck? That shit had you dying.
Dude, so good. Yeah, and like you have that like humor and connection there. Like
Hmm.
it really is like a pretty enjoyable anime. Like animation and like, critique aside, it's very easy to watch and kind of like get invested in like early and, see where it goes from there.
But that's what I was saying before though that I like about it is that like it's not like it has any focus on romance yet. It's pretty much literally kind of in a way like Dance doing it, where like they genuinely just become friends first. You know what I mean? And they just kind of
Right.
hang out, and it's very genuine. And then it's kind of like added in later when they kind of realize how much they enjoy talking to each other and hanging out. Kind of like My Bias on Last Train, kind of like that dynamic, that interaction. Like, listen, like, there's a video coming out on that. It's hopefully getting an anime. It's fucking goaded. But like, I don't know. I feel like when you do dynamics like that, I just enjoy it so much more because it gets rid of the awkward early interactions of two people liking each other, and that's what I think this anime does very well. Because him and Wanda like hanging out, like I love their interactions. I love like everything about it. It's so easy per se. So I'm thinking that Wandance episode 1 and 2 have been very good so far. I'm hoping we have a good first season. I am a little worried though we're gonna be getting attached, enjoying the first season, and not getting a second season. Because like I said, it's a Hulu exclusive. Seems like they already have budget problems. You know what I mean? I can see this not getting enough attention for season 2, and we just are permanent freeze. But good news, that means we just go to the manga, and you're not gonna have animation problems in the manga. So could always just do that.
Positives, my friend, positives. It's always kind of tough. Like I feel like Netflix exclusives aren't really like a problem at this point.
Hmm.
And like a lot of them get like both Netflix and Crunchyroll, like didnt, Tougen Anki, etc. But even those exclusives aren't really an issue. I definitely worry, and like we've even done a couple of like Hulu exclusives, like Go Go Loser Rangers, where they don't like they might get like popular, but not in the sense that it's like mainstream or like enough to maybe warrant a season 2 or whatever. So that is kind of a concern. I don't necessarily mind Hulu. It does have ads compared to like Crunchyroll and Netflix, where
Hmm.
you can opt to not have ads. So like still a minimal complaint, but hopefully enough people get into it and it's good enough, to warrant a season 2. Because like there's a lot you can build on with this anime.
Well, Hulu and Netflix are funny because Netflix piggybacks and leeches off of Crunchy, where any like anime Crunchy kind of drops and it's like really popular, really good. Netflix will then kind of be like, hey, let's move that over here. Like I have no doubt in my mind that Solo Leveling will end up on Netflix pretty soon, and of course Netflix has a couple of its own that aren't on Crunchyroll. But Hulu seems to do it off of High Dive. And kind of Hulu's kind of more of like the
Ooh,
deep cuts because yes, Hulu has its originals which are actually fucking phenomenal. In my opinion, the best one being Heavenly Delusion. It is really fucking good, like genuinely goated. It honestly should have won some awards, but being a Hulu exclusive, doesn't get all the recognition. But like because of Wandance, I've been on Hulu like checking out like their anime library again, like seeing the update, and they finally brought over pretty much everything that's worth a damn from High Dive over. We have all the seasons of Eminence in the Shadow. I'm thinking we're still a season behind on Oshinoko, but the Call of the Night. If you guys haven't seen that, that's actually pretty fucking awesome. I've enjoyed that. The I forget the one. It's with the fucking creepy kid. But that's another romance anime that got a lot of attention. I forget what it's called. The opening slap. I will admit the opening slap. But I watched episode 1 and it literally starts off the episode with him talking about the like getting so happy and excited of killing his classmates. And I was like, what the fuck? Danger's in my heart.
okay.
That's it. Yeah, Danger's in my heart. That's a fucking. That's a trickster. That's a trickster. Like you'll see clips, and you're like, oh, this actually seems pretty fucking wholesome, pretty fucking sweet. Episode 1, oh, I would love to fucking kill these motherfuckers. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like
Oh,
the romance anime of a school shooter. Like it's like, bro, this is not as advertised at all. This is not wholesome at all. And he wants to kill the girl, bro. He wants to fucking kill the main love
Damn.
interest. It's fucking weird. But hey, maybe it gets better. I don't know. It's on Hulu now. If you want a fucking interesting watch, there's that. But that's the one thing I noticed, and I think it's pretty interesting. Netflix kind of piggybacks off of Crunchyroll now that get back on track here, and Hulu piggybacks off of High Dive.
Yeah, and I guess at the end of the day, it comes down to like how much other stuff you're watching and like how
Mm-hmm.
deep you're willing to dive into like anime and like we check multiple apps for like different shows,
Yeah.
manga, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it's whatever your platform is, and there's a ton of stuff on Crunchyroll. Netflix, I think, is big, but yeah, it's tough to like expect a lot from like certain, I guess, platforms like High Dive or Hulu when you don't know like how popular it'll get in regards to like yeah, Wandance getting like season 2 or whatever.
Which is a shame because honestly, you go on Hulu. Like I preach about it all the time. Amazing animes, like
A
very
lot of good
slept
stuff.
on.
And they brought over a lot of like the big names. You have Bleach, you have Naruto, you have
Mm-hmm.
Fire Force. Like there's a lot of the big name
Mm-hmm.
like typical shonens
Chainsaw
too. So it's
Man.
not just like
Yeah.
yeah, Chainsaw Man. It's not just like niche stuff.
Yeah, they have, of course, yeah, the super populars. But like, if you want sleepers and you kind of want to find them on your own, literally just go to Hulu, go to the anime section, and then just scroll around. You will find some genuine like diamonds, just deep cut sleepers that no one's fucking talking about that are really really good. I've had some of my best watches where I just kind of explore and find something on Hulu. Like it really is amazing. And High Dive, again, another site that's very low key, very slept on. No one really wants to fucking deal with it because like why would we pay money for the site that has 4 animes? But it's like those 4 animes are actually pretty good. Like I said, if you want a romance, Call of the Night has been pretty fucking awesome. I've really enjoyed that. I'm trying to think if I ended up seeing season 2. If I didn't, I gotta double check Hulu to make sure it has both seasons. But that's the thing, Hulu's usually a season behind. Usually when season 2 drops, season 1 will go to Hulu, and then season 3, then season 2, etc. But Wandance seems pretty good. I hope that the rest of season 1 goes well, and hopefully we can get a season 2. Who knows? Who knows? Let's be positive here, but if not, you can always go to the manga. But may I ask for one final thing? Episode 4, she's beating the fuck out of people again. Let's go.
Hell yeah. And like the pacing for this has been great. Like we finally got into the party. Like we got some serious action. We kind of see like a lot more of her magic, which you mentioned last week. Like she's like a very good sorcerer magician. Like we definitely got to see that. And I feel like that was like kind of like a Fate Zero cut because she uses the exact same thing that Kiritsugu does. And as like a Fate fan, you're like, oh yeah, that was sick. Could be completely unrelated, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make that my headcanon. But super cool episode. Got like a good bit of comedy and also plenty of action. Like it was cool to see her fighting again, but I like how the story's progressing so far for like 4 episodes.
I'm loving it because we finally have like opened up the plot a little bit more, both opened up the world a little bit more. I've kind of mentioned in the last episode, I'm like, hey, it seems like she's kind of taking like the lead figure role where she's kind of getting into the affairs of the kingdom and possibly world affairs and kind of getting into the political side of things. We're meeting princes from other kingdoms now, and let me say, this dude's design
Yeah.
is sick. He looks fucking dope. His dragon's fucking dope that he's just casually riding on. She beat the piss out of both of them, and now he has some weird fucking
Yeah.
obsession with her. You know, okay, listen. The princes in this anime, they're a little fucked in the head. All right, they don't have
Yeah.
a. Yeah, they're a little insane. Their designs are cool though. They are pretty fucking awesome and likable, and I cannot wait to see her interact with them more later down the road. But like, it seems like she's just gonna be beating the hell out of them. But it's actually really cool that we're getting into the other kingdoms. Slowly but surely. I have no doubt in my mind she's gonna be building a harem of other princes eventually. So far, the first one that we've met outside of our kingdom is dope. I actually really really like him. He looks fucking sick. He seems awesome, and he seems super strong. Compared to her, no, but compared to a lot of other things, yes. And we learned some vital information, some very fascinating information. The main girl that douchebag Kyle fucking left her for is a reincarnation. She got isekai'd into this world. I'm like, wait, you're telling me that the typical MC of these animes is now the actual villain? And that makes things so much better because honestly, when you first meet her, what the fuck's she gonna do? She's not the villain. She just stole douchebag Kyle, aka saved her from a bullshit marriage. She's the hero at that point. But it's like, what could she do to like be a villain? If she's a reincarnation and she's from another world, there's a lot she can do as like a villain because she's gonna have a ton of information on this world. Chances are, it's probably her favorite book, movie, video game, etc. Or she got some bullshit ability. So I am fucking stoked to learn more about her moving forward because she just became way more interesting.
Very, very, very true. Like, I think that's kind of like touches on how good the story is already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of like the reverse expectation of what you get with an isekai. It's not the main character, like a bunch of people from a school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like the villain. And at first, yeah, like, all right, basically she steals Kyle from the MC, and then it's like, well, he sucked anyway, and she didn't even like him. So like, yeah, that's not a problem. Like, that's okay. But they do a good job of like really making her get like enough screen time and like references in these 4 episodes that you're like, all right, she's definitely like a major player.
Yeah.
Until we learn that, yeah, she's a reincarnation, and like it's definitely way deeper than I guess initially perceived. So very kind of like cool, like plot twist, I guess you could say, like early in the anime. But yeah, the prince, very sick design, some like Honkai Star Rail shit. And as soon as he gets like punched in the chest or the face or whatever, falls in love with her. So yeah, I think to your point of like her building a harem of princes, pretty spot on, pretty relatable. I guess I get it. I get it. Um, but also like I was fucking dying. She like finds the way to beat him. She just knees him in the face a bunch of times, and then he's like, "Oh, like I have a concussion. Like I can't even stand up." And I'm like, you've never seen that in anime. People are like in these intergalactic fights, and no one's ever got a concussion in
Yeah.
anime. So I thought that was like a just like randomly very very funny.
And what's funny is that she didn't even like use her magic to do it. It was just pure raw strength, and then she used her magic to send him home. Yeah, like a little
Yeah,
return to
just
sender.
literally throw him.
The Amazon Prime overnight shipping, just see a buzz, thanks for stopping by. Like absolutely insane. But what's
The
cool?
dragon just has to fly home completely alone,
Yeah,
like
just
follow him
solo.
back. Like, yeah, solo journeying.
Hope he knows his way back.
So good.
You might have a concussion too, though. She beat the fuck out of the dragon as well. Like that. That was insane.
Grabbed him by the tooth and like slammed him. My man was hurting the whole episode. That's for sure.
He might have to take his time on the way back. Recover a little bit. Don't overexert himself. But what was
Fly the speed limit.
Yeah, yeah, fly the speed limit, bro. But what's I love too about like going back to the main villain girl is that it makes sense now though because it's like who would want Kyle? Let's be honest. Who wants Kyle? Kyle fucking sucks.
True.
It seems like she might be using him as like a power play to kind of get into the royal family and have power. So like that would be really cool as well because like she's scheming. You know what I mean? She's on a mission. It wasn't like, oh, let me just steal Kyle because I love him. Like, no, fucking no one loves Kyle. Not even Kyle's mother. Like, Kyle's
True.
unloved. That's why Kyle's the way he is, right? Fuck that guy. It seems like she's using him. She has an agenda. She's, little puppeteer. I'm stoked. I think that, I said it. What we talked about like last week before, where like a lot of these premieres get to like episode 6. That's where things really start to ramp up, really start to get to the main plot point. Because the first 6 episodes really kind of build the foundation of the series. I cannot wait to get to that point to see kind of what happens because if we can kind of get it where it's like a chess match between these two women, I feel like it's gonna be insane. I feel like it's gonna be incredible, and it's gonna be some like Clash of the Elite meets I'm not sure. Just some fighting anime. You know what I mean? Clash of the Elite beats You know what? Clash of the Elite meets Black Clover. She's Asta, through and through.
Ooh.
Asta with a brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, much smarter, much smarter.
Much smarter.
But equally as strong.
Yeah.
Very, very good analogy. And like, yeah, I think there's a ton of potential there. You make a really good point too. Like, it wasn't out of love that she's like chasing Kyle down. And there was like very heavy foreshadowing this episode with like the blonde-haired prince like using his royal ring to like literally cancel out spells, which basically puts them at like an elite level. Like if you can't even cast magic around them, that's like a very good signifying, power move for her to get with Kyle, whether he's a complete idiot or not. So yeah, good point on that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think kind of like you said, by episode like 6 or 7, like things will be a lot more wide open and will kind of be like more action packed to like fit this 12 or 13 episode season. So it's been great so far, but definitely excited to see what like comes next in the story.
Yeah, so far the season has been phenomenal. Off to a great start of a lot of animes. A lot of stuff I'm looking forward to each and every week. And I hope you guys again are ready. We're going to have to remind everybody every week. Come winter, come January, we are in for one. Because you made the Fate reference. Fate's going to be back in January. Just alongside 35 other fucking goated animes.
And there's so many brutal ones too. Like definitely going to be in for some death. in January for some heavy emotional moments. So steel yourselves now. Get ready.
It's going to be incredible. I can't wait. But that also leaves us a lot of time to watch some sleepers. I've been checking out a lot of deep cut animes, and I'm just saying, we're going to have videos coming out. We're going to be keeping you guys posted with a lot of fun stuff to watch because anime, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. We have so many phenomenal animes to watch and to check out, and I think Gachiakuta is just absolutely killing it each and every week. I don't think I don't think it's like out of that conversation of like being number one. I think for anime of the year, it really is at least best new premiere. It's phenomenal. It's insane. Like, do you think it competes with Solo Leveling? I
We
don't know.
definitely. I would have to like maybe take a deeper look at like a full list of all the animes that were
Mm-hmm.
eligible. But for me, like without hesitation, I'd be like, yeah, top five. Like it would make the voting. Maybe I would have to do like a more critical look, but I could definitely see it being people's like anime of the year. It's got a completely different vibe than Solo Leveling. Like the
Mm-hmm.
art style, I think matches the manga super, super well, which people do care about.
Yep.
Maybe not the majority, but like they've done a great job there. The characters, the world building, the art, everything like gets the boxes checked, which Solo Leveling does as well. But for a premiere versus like a season two, it's definitely a different vibe and like expectation. We also got 24 episodes. If you watch, you know we love a good 24 episode season
Oh
because
yeah.
we're greedy. But like it also helps people, I think, dive into an anime more when you have that bigger sample size. So I don't know if I could say it's anime of the year yet, but it would definitely be on my list, my top five for sure.
The problem is recency bias. I 1,000% have to binge over a weekend season two Solo Leveling again right before the awards. You know what I mean? Like you gotta relive it
Yes.
again and be like, all right, yeah, this slapped, or you know what, maybe Gotcha has a beat, but I'm really excited. We are kind of getting around that time of the awards, only a couple of months away. We are doing our own fuck Crunchyroll. That is something every week we have to remind every.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
fuck Crunchyroll, and fuck Crunchyroll. So
True.
after last year's awards, fuck that. I'm not even gonna look at them. I'm done. It was such bullshit. It's absolutely sickening. But that is it, guys. It's been a phenomenal week. I hope you guys are excited for next week as we are just getting better and better animes and episodes. It's gonna be great. There's a lot out there. It's amazing. But I'm excited, guys. Later and peace.